All right, now this was a thrill for me. I just watched Francis Ngannou with Batard. And the reason that's a thrill for me is I've told you guys until I'm blue in the face, if you're going to buy an athlete who thinks his skills sell, that athlete had better be able to get you some news. And whether they break into Sports Center or whether you get them on Batard or whether you get them on the Jim Rome show, that stuff would all count and that stuff would all have a value. So if you're going to write a check and you're going to sign that to an athlete, he better be ready to do that. Now, I'm just repeating myself. I've said this 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 times. Batard finally had Francis on. Nobody ever thanks me. Nobody ever thanks me for this stuff. I'm the only one to thank. At any rate. So we got Batard and we got Francis, okay? Just accept it. And they had a nice laugh. They thought they'd laugh at Dana White. They thought they would laugh at Dana White over the offer that Dana gave Francis. So here's what Dana was going to do, okay? Old corrupt Dana decides he's going to put Francis on his cameras. He's going to have a show, this Dana character, and he's going to put Francis on that show, wouldn't you know? And then he's going to charge people to see Francis, and people are going to want to see Francis because Francis is a fill in the blank. Big star, big draw, heavy hitter, whatever you want to say. So according to Francis, and according to Dan Batard, Dana wanted to pay Francis to put him on his cameras over $100,000 just to show up. And then if he does a competition while on those cameras and does it successfully, they're going to give him another $100,000+ thousands of dollars. Now, I'm quoting right now. I'm not changing anything. This is exactly the conversation that I just witnessed between Dan Batard and Francis Ngannou, my idea of which I got no thank you for. Okay. They laughed. They laughed at this Dana guy. Laughed at this Dana guy for having such an idea as to set up a show, bring in the cameras, and put Francis in front of him for over 100 G's. Oh, and by the way, it's a positive segment. You'll double his pay. Oh, should I mention for you what Dan Batard does for a living? Should I mention for you that Dan Batard brings in the cameras, sets up a show, and puts somebody on those cameras, in this case, Francis Ngannou? And should I tell you that Dan Batard does this for profit? Lots of it. And should I tell you that Dan Batard, who set up the cameras, bought Francis in, told the audience, advertised it ahead of time, monetized it to the maximum of his ability, kept everything, paid Francis Ngannou nothing? Didn't pay him $1. Which is what they agreed to. Francis never asked for $1. Francis never sought $1. He never got $1. But they laughed at an executive producer who did the exact same thing, except was willing to pay 6 figures. And there was even a scenario where you could get 6 figures twice. Now, as you stand back and you observe what I just said, which didn't change a single fact, I told you exactly what happened, but between those two scenarios, which one do you think is more laughable?